Hola, Bafetu. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Happy People TV, Orlando Pirates fan channel. Hey, Bafetu, we know that you guys are not used to seeing us at these times on these days, but we have an emergency. It's an emergency stream, emergency therapy session. It's one of those when they see you doing that thing that you're not supposed to do for the last time today. They're like, this one we are taking him straight to the doctor. Hey, Bafetu, we have to talk about this now. We cannot wait until next Thursday. The stories are hot, the hems are loud, and they are here to stay. I am joined by, down here, we have Mr. Chaos. Over there, it is Mokwena, Mr. Coach. And then in this corner, coming in, weighing in it, it is Mtatosi. The same formation, Yamaobani, actually. So, gents, I'm happy that you guys could join us at this time for an emergency. Availability is the best ability. Buffett, Rulani, hey, he's coming. And not only is he coming, he's coming to win the league. And yeah, like I said, the hems are loud, my gents. What's popping, gents? Do you believe this? What the hell is going on? I see Mr. K in the background still trying to get in. Mr. Mafelong, we shall wait for him to switch on his video so we can see him, but we can hear him right now. But yeah, I want to hear from.
I can't wait to join you, guys. I'm setting up. I will be with you now. Oh my God.
All right. This sounds like a man who wants Rulani. Pause. Mr. Tatos, Rulani Mokwena. Yes or no? Is he here to fix things? Is he here to win things?
Too much. Yes, I like this appointment. I like it a lot. Young coach. I mean, this is an exclusive. Nobody knows about this. I've not met Rulani before, but I've witnessed one of his smaller teams before, and he's a very good coach. He's a very good coach. He thinks about the game a lot, and I love this appointment. I would love him if this breaking news is true. I would love him to join Pirates. I think he could take us to the league. I think you could, but I don't think it will take him one season. But I think you could.
Hey. You almost had me, dog. You almost had me, bro. What do you mean it won't take this season? I
don't think you will.
You know what? I'm also going to go to Coach's Corner there and sit back and listen because Mr. Chaos, you know the man, you know the name.
In everybody's mind, that's a Pagania supporter with Rulani Mokwena. Maybe there's a lot of room for disappointment. That's what we're expecting, and get. But in terms of Rulani Mokwena being the perfect coach for Pirates, let me just say maybe he can surprise a lot of people and take this team far.
Mr. Chaos,
a different tip. You can see
Mr. Chaos, do you know why I'm laughing here, or why I'm amused by your answer?
Why are you laughing?
I remember at the beginning of last season you were like, we can win the CAF, we can win the league, and then when I asked you difficult questions, you were like, why not? So manje, I'm seeing a very different demeanor now. Now you're like, maybe. From why not to maybe. Hey, I
can't get desperate. I'm very desperate, my guy. I won't lie to you.
Hola, Mr. Mafelong, how you doing, Chief? Hola. Okay, you see, guys, this is a good example. Lambona, Mr. Mafelong, Mokwena Zwang. Pessimism, realism, same time.
I'm a hopeful.
Aren't you guys tired of getting hurt?
I'm not a Pagania faithful, I'm a Pagania hopeful.
Coach Yamzans finish club.
They need somebody with a translator.
Oh.
Guys, forget. Let's look at the him channel.
No, wait. Why acting like Rulani is some top dog? Wako kai usathola hale la ukamfonela ukasemkrey without an appointment. Okay, that's the truth. We are introduced Alapo. Hey mom, look at this new one over here.
Hey, ngena mataspini ashalele umascrap yard mina ngifuna umuntu omusha ngifuna iplumber edge I've made a post no Slogovic mang
no for another 5-year process
Nogovic.
Nonkovic mfethu plumber une chef yakara.
Yeah, go maybe guys so.
Guys, or it's not gonna happen, ne? Fade, and that was my stance beginning of the transfer window. But let's just say hypothetically we do appoint Rulani.
Wena usiphulile bamnika ichance amakuthi kuthuma mang Vich wangena usabufuna futhi
Barakiro.
Kero's coming in with his own agenda. No. What's your
listen. In the structures of football, I think Chiefs should have given us a highlight or just a sort of like a lesson. Our coaches are behind in faith. Rulani Mokwena are behind in faith. Peter Mfethu has had it. Peter Ukraine South Africa. Get shining effect. Ukraine South Africa. So us bring him up 0. Whenever we bring up the next time, I'm just gonna look that way and watch the ball by. Anyway, I'm trying to get young. Rulani Mokwena has had his chance, a fair chance to say, you know what, you can come back. What results? Then let's talk about stats. When he was the head coach, what results did he produce for us, and why did we let him go? So when I should just my ex
that's actually how I've been thinking about this. This would be a perfect example of going back to your ex. Rather go back to your ex. How one or man? This one gave me 3 kids. This new one is busy going around. I'm busy chasing her in the clubs. I'm busy fetching her from her ex's house and saying, no, I'm solving my house. This one knows how to paper. This one, I'm going to the one who knows how to paper. I don't think Rulani has papered in his life. He has been a spoiled coach from the beginning. If it doesn't get his money and it doesn't get his way, he's not going.
Rulani Mokwena deserves Sukukune United.
Yeah, let's see him prove it. Let's see him prove it. Prove it, coach. Prove it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Prove it, Mr. Rulani.
These people don't know what serious company strikes, bro.
We can't start over again with another 5-year process again. No.
That's exactly what.
What's a plumber? We're gonna start again after 5-year process.
That's just the words. The system works.
Have you
What do you mean it works?
Plumber system works.
Asibambe lap. Rikenouda Liga 2011. King is Pananga.
What worked there?
Find a better plumber.
No.
Last one that kept 1995.
When you are accepting plumberism, that's the issue.
Hi. Alapunyala.
I didn't like
Okay, okay. Let's not talk about the plumber system. Let's talk about a coach that has results but has not coached in the leagues that are familiar to us. It's going to be much better for bringing that type of coach into our system and where we are right now in terms of development. He's going to then bring in a new system that is at least of a higher level. Then to bring in a coach that has been here. In fact, don't give me results of finding results. Coach, mina mangashithi mnandi wangena yaba mnandi uwenzeni. Usayina ama player nje azoba better kancane lo yahluleka ufaka enye play. Give me a coach that says I built this and this team is where it is because I instilled and brought in
We
new
just got
things
rid of him.
within the team.
Winning coach.
Can I ask you a question, bro? And I'm not even choosing Rulani, ne? I'm not even choosing him because
I'm choosing him.
I said in the show earlier on that he's not my first choice. Just one question. The fact that he was one match away from Akehani, Sundowns in Petu, Lenangai coach Mara. He's the only coach in the PSL's history to be one match away from invincible. That means nothing.
Thank you.
That's a false statistic. That's a false statistic. That's a false statistic. But wait, too. What happened? He didn't go invincible. Ukile azamaho.
One
match away. One match. Come on, Brian. Come on.
The books don't know that.
Let me go on.
The books don't know. Yeah,
Let me go on.
Mm.
Because it was one match, ne?
Mm.
The fact that Obana Rulani, I get it, Sundowns this season under Cardoso matched 73 points. They were matching Rulani's record. My favorite coach ever for Sundowns, in fact, in South Africa ever, is Coach Pito. That's my fight. He never got anywhere near 73 points. Rulani officially got 73 points, and Cardoso had to match it. He didn't surpass it, he matched it. The time that we were 23 points behind Sundowns, it was under Rulani's tutelage. Again, I'm not saying that he's my main candidate, but come on, let's gotta count for something, my friend.
It does count for something. It does.
Coach, let the man tell his story differently.
Hey, Mr. Coach.
Okay, coach, I don't want him. Go Pirates. Great.
Say it like that. I can take that. That's fine.
Who do you want to Pirates, Mr. Mafelo?
Fetu, give a plumber air with next.
Mr. Mafelo, how? How would you want another plumber? Another 5-year process.
Okay.
No.
This is a smart man.
Okay,
Mr. Mafelo is a smart man, gentlemen.
I understand. Okay, let's talk about this. There's this coach. Come on, Ipende. Come on.
Ipenge.
Yeah, so I think that is a suitable coach. That is a suitable coach to come in with the current squad that we have. He has caps, he has experience, he knows what it takes to actually get to the finals. Give me a coach like that. Give me something to work with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
So let me ask
Mafelo is actually referring to the Pirates he knows. I can bet my bottom dollar that if he was supporting Sundowns, he wouldn't be speaking like this. He's saying, "Hey." He came onto the show to say, "Koshwa." Not to say we can't do it. Obata Jose Ribeiro.
There's only one Jose in the world, my friend.
I know more.
Do you want me to count the plumbers we've had before we found Jose? Because I'm more than happy.
Thank you, coach. There's only one.
I know them all. I can even start go 05 if you want. But plumbers, I don't win next.
We can't do that again. Like, how much more evidence do we need? The plumber system, it doesn't work. Look, Jose, I love him. He's brought the spirit back. Yeah, parents, we could see it. I won't lie. But the stadium because of him, yeah. But no. It's time now. We must win now. It's time now.
Enough is enough.
How many times are we gonna let them win?
Let's go. Okay, I think I have a question that can help us decide if Rulani really is the man. Let's be honest, my chance. When Sundowns fired him, who of us thought here that they were crazy to fire him? Let's be honest. I will raise my hand and say they were wilding. They were wilding.
They were crazy. Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
Yeah,
we honestly believe
too.
that it had absolutely nothing to do with football.
Yeah, I think so too. It had nothing to do with football.
We knew for a fact that whatever's going on here, it ain't got nothing to do with football. Yeah, feed it. So
Sure.
yeah, so Mr. Coach.
I will maintain, my chance. I will maintain Rulani is not my first, no second, no third option. But 2 CAF Champions League semi-finals, 23 points league gap. AFL like Mara. It makes my point right now. Marna Giba like happy like it big donor which is boys honestly speaking, he proved that he has something. He took Wydad from 6th place. I think they finished 3rd or 4th. But before he left, they were 3rd.
Yeah. Okay.
There's something there.
There's
Not
something
to say
there.
that he's the president, but there's something there. It's better. Okay, no. Let me put it this way. It's like my fellow was able to like the phone. Let me know where but like friend. My fellow,
About the head to head.
I get hard and pay to Rulani didn't achieve everything in the world, but shell your friend.
But if you win the world,
me too. But Baba win the next one. Rulani CV high. Who win the cup say for Sundowns? For the league. For the league. I don't want a coach that doesn't even know what it feels like the following day after winning a league.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Ochor Pila, he has your vote as soon as his CV arrives on your desk.
Bro, as soon as his CV arrives and he's the man, I will back him for I'll give him 2 seasons. Now, every coach I give him 2 seasons.
2 seasons.
Compared to Rulani, I will back him for full 2 seasons. I don't care what happens. If we win nothing in that first season, I will back him because he's proven that he's done it before.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
This to me, this actually opens up a conversation, man. Sorry, Bafethu, ish. What's it, Babu presenter? The question here, okay, guys, what happened? Wait, see, come on, Wandolo no Mochola. Come on, Mposa. Mara waiting Wandolo grand. What's I seeing it? What happened the first time around, guys? Was it our fault? Was it his fault? Was it never gonna get better? I read his stats this morning. I think it was 7 wins, 7 draws, and 4 losses or something like that. I don't know if Mr. Coach 2 losses or what.
No, I'm saying sorry. I was saying it's both his and our fault.
Yeah, it was a toxic.
Okay, yeah. Okay, guys. Yeah, let's go across the floor. What happened the first time, Mr. Chaos?
Well, the first time we were not familiar with his tactics.
Plus, the kid
I'm thinking, Guti, we were adjusting, not adapter. With the players. So now he's adaptable, my man. Like, I think he's more like he's proven somewhere to the test, the exam, everything.
Wait. Emanyan. Work the first time around. Nansa pass the first time around.
No, Karen.
Work first time around.
Okay, first time around, now
Wait,
fail
I
the
see.
exam.
Now fail the
Yeah.
exam. Okay. Yeah.
And then he went to another school. Half the school on trailer, I want the exam pass.
The private school. Ew. You only had 30 children in the class. The teacher could go to your son or your daughter and see this one is an introvert. Okay, this one I need to teach him like this.
Now he's the top notch student. He's top notch.
One of the best
the top notch candidate.
So he went to a different school and he started to perform better at the private school.
Yeah, no candidate grand, you know.
So what happened the first time around? Aramo find enough attention.
He wasn't He wasn't a leader. He was just normal. He wasn't a good leader.
Okay. Sure. Okay. Mr. Coach, what happened the first time around?
Many things happened. First of all, Coach Rulani Mokwena, I think he was like 32, 33 years old. They were players for even there. They were not Kakata Haida, the ring Namfuka Sulka and Apella Haliki Matis were not so famous with 1. 2. It was his very first head coaching job. There will be things that are going to go wrong, 100%. Number 3, first coaching job. Number 3, he had no experience, bro. No experience whatsoever as a head coach. All he knew was tactics. He hadn't learned to be a leader. He hadn't learned to deal with the change room. Nothing at all. All he knew was the stuff. That's all he knew. And he was taking over from Mitchell and never had a preseason. Finally, we gave him 6 months. Yes, he didn't do good enough in that 6 months. He took us out of the net bank. He took us out of the CAF Champions League. He took us out of M10, if I recall correctly. All in that 6 months. But
without saying sorry,
all he got was 6 months. We will never judge a coach over 6 months.
Mr. Mafelung, hold on.
And finally, it's very, very, very difficult to judge a coach that never had a preseason.
Yes.
When Rulani took over as head coach, Micho Nafeta via Nefeta Kuala preseason, the league had started. So he had 3 or 4 things going against him. Now, I'm not saying it excuses it, but he had so many things going against him. He's a much more matured coach. He's coached on the continent. He's won the league. He's done so many things since then. The Rulani that we got back then and the Rulani we get now, regardless of how it goes, with different people. That's all I'm saying. So I don't blame him for the first thing completely. I give him 30% for what went wrong the first time around. I also believe a fair chance, to be fair.
And I only think for him and where he is right now as a coach, coming to Pagania and failing Pagania will make his career horrible. So
failure always sucks.
I really don't see him being the coach that is going to win us the league. I don't see him.
Wait,
I don't
Mr.
really
Mafello.
like the style of coaching.
Yeah, I understand. I'm gonna give you a chance. I'm asking a specific question. I'm gonna go to Mr. Tato to give us the Gen Z perspective, and then you are going to give us your answer. And the question is, what happened the first time around? Because you can't go back to your ex if the same problems that were there before are the same problems that you're going to find now. So what happened? What changed? What happened the first time?
We threw him in the deep end, Shem. Rulani. You know, let me I'll get example ka marriage. I like making examples of it. So so me, I met this girl, I make it divorce a girl, which is Mishu. Come divorce her, and then 2 weeks later, or not even 2 weeks later, 1 week later, I go to this girl, fresh new girl, Rulani. And I'm like, and Rulani must perform the same things that my divorced girl did, and even more on top of that. And I can't expect that from Rulani, which was very unfair from Pirates. They threw Rulani in the deep end. Very limited resources. Number one, Kodu Chelo, preseason dollar. The players that were playing were probably not his. They were not his. There were a lot of things that were against Rulani, which Pirates didn't do well. So Pirates basically say, you know what, they almost treated him like a stopgap, or okay. Fetch when 6 months or once we get our real appointment.
That time about to pass is a machita gatata. Hey, triangles. Hey, when a man.
Yeah. That's the problem. All of the things over and above tactics that you need to be a good coach, that's not on. And he hadn't learned them before. So he went and he learned them now. And I think he's, to be honest, he was my third option for a coach. He was my third option. The second one was really Peter was not going to come. I don't think so. And then my first was Steve Barker. My third option is one because I always thought
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Pirates injustice and Mkati we started and I really do think after Pizza it was I really think so.
Do you think he'll ever go back to Sundowns if the opportunity presents itself? Yeah.
Fleming Beck would have to go first. The technical sporting director would have to go first. But yes,
okay.
We can
wait.
cry all we want.
Sorry, before you go in too much, Mr. Coach, let me just give Mr. Mafelong to give his account on what happened in this relationship the first time. Sorry for the tangent. Yebubab.
Okay, firstly and foremost, thank you, KB, for giving me the platform and everybody here to listen attentively, to not saying maybe some of the things that I'm going to be saying right now comes from anger or me not liking. I mean, he's one of our own. He's one of our you know, our raised candidates that we can say we will always raise our hand to say, man, journey on and fly the South African flag forward.
So,
and I think the sky is the limit for Rulani Mokwena. Thank you very much.
I feel a part's coming. Yeah.
Rulani Mokwena coming to these Coco Melons comes in as a brother perspective. These boys have already had a father figure. His style of, if I'm going to look at how one of the things that might have not made certain Mamelodi Sundowns players respect him was the way that he speaks to players, that I don't think he's the right candidate to handle such players that are so fragile. I'm talking about the likes of Ngukota and TLP. These boys need someone who is going to believe in them they need somebody that they're still going to like. They're going to try.
Oscar Lebal. You have to explain what happened the first time.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go there. So when Rulani Mokwena came in, I think he worked really well with just Joseph Zimbabwe, right?
Yeah.
Me
They
too.
worked really well together. I think that let's look at the selection of players that the squad that we had, solid squad. You know, it was just minor mistakes. I think we were going through a psychological phase where, you know, a lot of we were trying to get our team back to the way that it was once. So now, number one, Zimbabwe comes in, and then all of a sudden there's his scandals. He leaves, and I can say the selection of players that Zimbabwe played with, most of even the tactics came from Rulani Mokwena. We can go back to say Peter did that. Who was the coach? Super Sport then, when Peter was actually the guy that we didn't really focus on, and actually he made Super Sport progress the way that it did. So Rulani Mokwena came along as that. So when he had the chance to hold on to Paganea, for me as a Paganea hopeful, faithful, the way that he handled the squad was sharp. But now I don't think that he had his own way of developing a team. I think he just used the quality that we had the quality elapsed, or certain things happened to certain players. Like, let's talk about injuries at that time. Would he have had? Would he be able to maintain Pirates? I don't know. Going forward, his results weren't like his style of football. Yes, he's a tactician. He's good. He knows which player. If I'm going to take out this player, which player I need to put in. But his philosophy of grooming young stars, he doesn't really have. He's the type of coach that works with already made type of players, you know, and he works really well with that. So going forward, I think what the players were going through psychologically, and what he was trying to implement, it didn't align. That's why Pirates had to then think about, you know what, we need a coach that when these players look at, they're going to be able to talk to that coach one-on-one without having to say, I need to impress at this time so that I can gain my place at that specific time. So Rulani Mokwena, what he did and what he did when he came in as a head coach and when he left Pirates was still zero for me.
Okay.
So-
I'm happy for the answers across the board, gents. I know it's difficult sometimes just to give each other that chance. But as you guys speak, I'm going to allow you guys to ring. But one thing that I have in mind, Mr. Chaos. Okay, Mr. Chaos. What happened the first time? Mr. Buffett, look.
The first time. No,
Yeah.
you started with me.
Yeah, I started with you. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, bro.
I'm sorry.
We've all gone. Sharp.
Yes, sir.
What I have now thought of is like, okay, now we know what happened here. Ramgaya the excuse and everything. So at Sundowns, are we gonna say no? Everything was fantastic. You know when you can't lose, when you can't score against a different team, and then they say, even if you gave them 2 days, they wouldn't have scored, right? With Rulani, do you feel like even if he had 20, I feel like even if he had 20 years, he wasn't going to win, unless, hey, I'm talking about the Kev here, unless he got some sort of, I could say, striker more fiston maele. Something like that. But I felt like his style of play had been figured out by Africa. But I feel like you could have given him 10 more years. He wasn't going to win Kev. So yeah, that's the question I'm posing. I
don't think
Do you, coach?
I interject my
I must emphasize that I'm not Rulani's favorite person, but first of all,
What other
before Rulani before Rhulani was the head coach for Sundowns. Pito na win the Champions League and Ratiba Huru Ufikle for finally Ankir, the Bam Lokile out to Bamzam. I get like Tavatabayu. Never give a After that, he managed to make 2 quarterfinals before he left. Coach Rulani was the first year official to the semi-finaling, and he did 2 back-to-back semi-finals as a head coach for Sundowns. Hammering teams like Al-Ahly home and away, right? That's his Champions League form. And he only had 2 seasons as the head coach of Champions League, in which, again, you look at the semi-final league. You look at the league, again, 23 points. Never get the ball in as Pagania 23 points. It's one of the most painful memories as in my life as a Pagania, because league is in late October.
Equivalent to the 6
Imagine.
Was painful for me.
It lives in the same WhatsApp group as the 6-0. Yeah, sure.
Exactly. If I can say 6-0, but if you give 1-0 penalty and the league is over in October, come on. So my point is that put Paris aside, Sundowns next Tanya to fire him. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
Because he broke records there in the first place, and he was on the journey to achieving very great things as a Sundowns coach. So just with his Sundowns career alone, the potential was there.
I would hire him with just that career alone.
Just that career. That
Mr.
season.
Mafelo?
Exactly.
And I'm saying,
Exactly.
Yeah, if I don't know BMW brand new.
Oh, sorry. Can I do one more thing? I remember. One more thing. I remember KP Nabuaka Piston and he was missing. Maybe he could have been missing a striker to get where he was going. Before he left Sundowns, he had been begging for Mabasa, and Flemingberg was like, "No, we don't want no Mabasa here," and that's how he ended up leaving. It was a between him and Flemingberg.
I remember that.
So Rulani at his time in Sundowns was begging for an out-and-out striker, and all he had was Shalule. And Shalule, we remember very well during the time he had a slump. So had he gotten Piston Maela, can we honestly, from the bottom of our hearts, Mr. Mafelo, this is for you, can we honestly say from the bottom of our hearts, if Rulani had someone like Maele, wasn't going to make it to a Champions League final, I give we go we winner because not back at Sundowns to win the final, but was he not going to make it to the final?
Nice one.
we can actualize.
All the things that I might just say right now are probably going to come out. I'm trying to put this football into practicality. Whatever simple ball. And I'm gonna be lazy right now, ne? I'm going to break down the Bible in football.
It's a safe space.
If you buy a car and it's brand new and everything, the engine is fine, and you have to buy a second-hand car, and you're thinking about longevity, which car is going to break down first?
The second hand.
So Rhulani wathola iSundowns ishisa imnandi ine philosophy inamathikithi into bekumele ukuthi ayenze athi lost player lesiyikhathele ukuyasithengela price bakalo.
That's right.
That's all he did.
Private
He
school.
didn't chase anything.
Private school.
He just replaced the players.
He really did. Let's be honest. He really did.
I disagree.
Private school.
On a good
You say
coach.
this, bro.
You've got a right to say you've got a right to.
Rulani's team last season, let's be honest, Machen. Coach Shingle is my coach, and he's the one that deserves all the credit for Sundowns is scratch. But let's be completely honest, Machen. The team Rulani that was last seen before he left, that was not Peter's team. There was not even a single player left. That was
But coach, look, Peter's philosophy when he left Sundowns was to groom young players. Ronaldo at the time, Ronaldo Machaola, there was
wasn't playing.
Come on, who's that boy?
On the left.
Mang Mapu used to put that white used to put the come on. I forgot him. Mashambi, Pagaman Mashambi. There was that guy that come on, in the middle field that used to replace Talaga S anyway. I used to replace Zwane most of the time. Come on.
Yo.
I'm saying, Tokala Center, I already plays an 8. Just before when now I am about to feature.
Oh, Mabunda.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, so he was a person who was building young stars.
What I'm saying is that Sundowns was a Sundowns to build from. So I would say the players. I would say just cover sponsor high most center.
Sure.
He built to 73 points.
Okay, guys. Let me read out some comments first, but it's getting rough. It's getting rough. Just take a nice deep breath. I'm gonna come to you first, Mr. Chaos. So anyway, Upilani Dube, what up, dog? He says, I will trust Rulani. Upilani Dube in the comments says, I will trust Rulani. Vegeta Sama says, so we all want to give Sundowns another league title. I don't know what that angle is, Vegeta. You can probably tell me. Just, I don't know, maybe I'm the slow one. Smusizo Dana says, Pirates fans are too emotional when it comes to Rulani. And it's understandable why. Previous traumas seem to be hard to let go of. Yes, he has his flaws, which for me is mostly being too passionate. And then he goes on to say, please include maybe in the poll. I'll include maybe in the poll. I don't know if I can edit the poll or if I'll have to make a new poll, but yeah. By the way, the poll is the poll
you don't want
is,
them to sit on the fence.
could Rulani be the answer? And so far, Bafetu, with 22 votes, it's 64% of people saying yes and 36% of people saying nay, saying no, he cannot be the answer. And I am one of those people, by the way. And then and then the last comment is by Vegeta. He says, did Rulani not manage Pirates before? How was his first stint? We had a whole segment. You are late. You're gonna have to rewind
about that,
Mr. Vegeta. But Bafetu. It is getting rough. It is getting rough. We have gone through his first stint. We have gone through what he could have and how we view what he has done. Go Sundowns. I believe that he's spoiled. I can see you, Mtatos, with the question. I believe he was spoiled. Mr. Coach believes he has outdone himself there. Mr. Mafelong is half-half. He thinks he was eating a nice cake that was baked by Pizzo. And it's not easy, guys. It's not easy because some coaches go through that. Like, how many times have you seen a coach leaving a certain club, and then the person who takes over wins the Champions League, and then he goes on to flop? I'm not saying the same thing happened to Rulani. I'm saying a coach can feed off of A, the previous coach, and B, the overall club philosophy and the money. So with Rulani, there's a lot of variables that went with him or for him. And if you look at his career, it's a sandwich. On the one side is Paganea, the other side is Witdat. In the middle is a big slice of cheese called Sundowns. But that Witdat slice is very thin, and that Paganea slice is very thin also. So anyway, I'm gonna start with Chaos. Maybe you can just summarize and just give us your current feelings, and then I'm gonna go to Mtatos. And then Mr. Coach had his hand up, and Mr. Chaos.
Yeah, either way I see it, like the comments, really, I'm a Paganea emotional. I think it's a thing of his king. Is it because he's South African, or do we just really need someone else that can do it for us? Because Mr. Mafelong, as you can see, is not happy, my man. That Mafelong
passionately unhappy.
Someone that's once and always.
Number from Ireland.
So honestly speaking,
Island.
In history of Pirates, we have never had a South African coach that has, like, lasted
more than 6 months.
lasted. Come on, Leo Castro Palacios, come on.
And he's not South African.
And he's not South African, my boy. No. And then those are top-notch coaches.
If you accumulate the times, it's probably Mandla who's had the most time as a Pirates coach. If you accumulate, I'm just kidding. But you're right. It's not our regular MO.
No, but hold on.
So that's how I feel. Okay.
The guy who came from here. No.
But South Africa is
but
probably
they
not the
usually
answer.
not named Rulani or Tabu or or Smusiso.
Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
the only thing I want to be clear, my chance. I just want to be clear with one thing, just one thing. Rulani is not the worst we could do, bro. I could sit here the whole day and count the worst.
Oh my goodness, that is okay. I hear you, Mr. Coach.
Please be brutal, coach. Honesty.
Yeah?
Please, ngiyacela. He was serious with this show.
Tell him Pirates, my face. Tell him Pirates. No, gents.
How did we get here?
It's tough. Mtatos, I need to hear your point. This emotion thing now is only getting worse now.
I think we are right. Pirates fans are emotional though. They're too emotional. This chat is not evidence of that.
But it's a safe space, gents. It's a safe space.
There is that's where I want to come. League, we have been like, let's be honest, we've been very far away from winning the league. 11 points there, and no, that's a challenge, but it's a challenge. We didn't at all. Next, and Fede Jose.
Yegamanga Mtatus.
But our best league season though.
We didn't challenge.
This challenge is challenging.
No,
we gave up. We gave up. We had a couple of
11
circumstances.
Circumstantial
evidence for it too. It was circumstances, but we challenged.
11 points is too much for me to
why
be challenged.
Why were we all crying when Jose left?
Because he's a good coach.
For the Cups. It wasn't for the Cups. It's because we knew we could do it. It's because we knew we could do it.
Bro.
We knew we could do it well. But my problem is, it took him how many years to be 11 points close? It took him how many years to be
11 points close or 11 points far?
This is we must be honest with each other. The bread and butter don't family win. No.
You triggered people there.
The bread and butter that we need to win is the league.
From 23.
Dog, 23 was disgusting, bro. It was disgusting, it was disgrace, it was wrong. In fact, I will even say it here because I only said it behind closed doors. For the end of last season, I was like, Jose, axe, because 23 points is poor. There's no way to go out, bro. So, don't tell me that going from 23 to 11 is close. It's not. It's more than
this conversation
is not close at all.
Too emotional. I can't handle much as not frustrated. Not
Tatus.
We're out here,
Nabachita commenting bafethu sinani bafethu sisonke. But I want Tatos to finish his point because I want him ukuthi ayishaye isikhonkosini. What are you really saying here?
Sure. What I'm saying is our bread and butter and what we need. This is needs, not want, not if maybe, but no. What we need to win is the Betway Premiership. By hook or crook, family win it, I think.
That's right.
It's been 8 years. It has been won by one single team. I got really name. It has been won by one single team for 8 years. That's a disgrace. And if we as Pirates fans are gonna come here and say 11 points is close, then I know.
We might as well be talking. We might as well not challenge.
Because if we were actually close, like 2 points, Jose, then I would be even more angry.
You would say, bring the plumber, bring the next plumber. Yeah.
I want to say bring the next plumber because it took him years to be 11 points.
It took him years, exactly.
Okay, feed.
So what I'm trying to say right now, Rulani, he's been there, he's done that. Go Sundowns. And Fade, I get the circumstances. He had feel everything he needs in order to win. But to coach's point, Munto, he breaking a record, that's over and above achieving what you need to achieve for win a league. That's over and above.
Okay. No.
And this is me saying right now, Rulani Mfethu, Zogala Mfethu, re tla support on. Ba ne ya fan antsha lantsa ba le show, ba tlo support le bona. Zogala Mfethu.
Oh, let me hold it there. Let me hold it there.
Desperate are we?
I hear that one. Emanyane.
Extremely.
I'm gonna go through comments.
Desperate.
I'm going to go through comments, you know. Hi, Vegeta on Zabuaga Tlapea, hi Chivsy. I'm not gonna read that. Let me read. Tabo says Rulani is very good with young players. I'm not. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Okay. Timo Harper says Rulani is the best of the best. I fully back him. 100% for coaching Pirates. Usbu Abuya and I can actually commit. Yeah, he can improve us. He's grown and the foundation is ripe for someone with his coaching and football acumen. Sharpo, I hear you. Vegeta then says, being the second best team and being stressed must be nice. I cannot relate. Hey, we've been second best for too long. And then Smooth says, my only issue is that we're likely to judge him on the basis of his Sundowns achievements. Tanko. Thus, we'll be impatient with him. So that is not a conducive environment to work under. I want a nuance, but then I'm going to come. He's actually going towards what I wanted to ask you guys now. And then Vegeta says, by hook and by crook, Chiefs must get the top 8. Yay. Yeah, good luck there, Vegeta. Okay, sharp. Okay. Wait, before you go in, Mr. Coach. Before you go in, Mr. Coach, I want to say, gents. Okay. Operation the record. Ow. Mr. Ben, what's up, man? What's up, man?
Yo, my
so guys, before we say, okay, you must Tato's Kenya campaign at Rotam sponsor Rulani Hakafika. And I don't want him to sway the conversation too much as if the whole of the people is agreeing. What I'm saying is that risk alibala hore diamond onale private schoolung. That big slice of Mamelodi Sundowns cheese that he has in his sandwich.
Not a private school.
We are not a private school. Sorry to say that.
But we need that flavor.
Rulani must get used to the traffic first. Yeah,
there's a lot of learners in our team.
But he was very much spoiled. I'm just going to introduce Mr. Ben, and then Mr. Ben has to just say something very quick so that he can allow Mr. Coach to drop his hand.
Mr. Ben.
Hey, my thought.
What's in him, Fitz?
Hayi.
Uyithini
Khala season
indaba mfethu? Yeah.
Khala ngecoach nje kuphela.
Why ukhala manje? Why ukhala? Why ukhala, Mr. Ben? Why ukhala manje?
How the city is vacant, so just wanted to be clear.
Oh, yeah. No matter by who.
Obviously it matters who it is.
Okay, so where are you on the side of which side of the fence are you on? We are
Rulani,
taking
yes or
sides.
no?
We are taking sides. Which side of the fence are you on?
No problem, Rhulani.
Okay,
Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Ben.
The coach sa win a league, I can have a chat alzona.
We had it best.
But can he do it? Can he do it with Pirates?
Is he the man?
Okay, before I believe he can. You know, I remember. Okay, firstly, I have not forgotten his last stint at Pirates as the head coach.
Okay.
I remember on a Friday, Michu decided Vele to pack his bags and go, and then the next day, Lalale Highlands Park MTN 8.
Thank you, Paganel.
And then I Barshaba one needy. But then, and then, yeah, I think.
Right, so
many
MTN
weeks
same
was it?
time. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how many weeks he was the coach. Maybe
Yeah.
5, if I'm not mistaken. But at that time, there was the most crucial point of him being a coach because it was MTN 8, his first game, and then, okay, a couple of league games, and then the qualifiers are CAF, Champions League. Yeah, I think maybe the last straw nearly maybe Mashiloane knockout, yeah, and then I. Because of like how more no, it's
Never mind, Honada.
Yeah, actually, that Telkom knockout because I remember Shapliki Chiefs there. We had to play them back to back, and then they won.
That's right.
Midendorp won both of them, and he was a sore winner towards Rulani. But then when I remember the actual football, like when I was watching at that time, now I was happy with you. It was those times where the results were not a true reflection of the game.
I liked it. They were very good.
There was a lot of hunger there. And I also remember that game against Chiefs. I think they won 3-2 or
3-2, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and then Shapa free kicking with a tight angle fit you, put on the crosser, Shapa paying fit you, Pagachinity. So it was good. It's just I see Hordadlen and Alintoana, even how he acted when they appointed the new coach. It showed Veloria you're still too young for that. But then since then in Fetu, Bona last season we almost invincible in Fetu. That's even better than the mentor Pizzo himself. So Fetu, if as well I have no problem with Fetu. At least the right or Dako Sundowns, so that's even one or a league is not guaranteed for them.
Thank you, Mr. Penn. Thank you, Mr. Penn. Love that. Love it.
Aye, well articulated, Mr. Ben. No problem. And so you are falling onto his side and walking on the same road as Tato Sky. Okay. Okay, sharp. Mr. Coach. Mukwetlisi. Coach. Beg, I'm fit. With our plumber delivery system, let's not forget. What's the date today? Checking
13th, Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th. Never chance. Okay. I don't know how much time is left until next season. But let's say Rulani Wata next month, next week.
Oh,
My biggest question now, okay, because actually, you guys, to be honest, you guys have actually kind of convinced me that, you know what, he's won the league. Yes, you have a past with him. He was only 31 years old, you know?
oh yes.
I mean, where was, how mature was I when he was coach? Game on, and then.
Just give him a chance, bro.
He was spoiled. And so I'm going back to that question of that Mamelodi Sundowns part of his career. We can say that we can't say that he was getting everything done his way and everything, but if there's any job that you would say, hey, Mr. Coach, we want you to coach in the PSL, pick a team. You gotta pick Sundowns, dog. So that caveat still exists. That asterisk, it still exists for us. So we need anything outside of Machita. I don't know how many coaches in international football have also had to prove themselves because we're like, hey, Kiyo Chabi Alonso. Not everybody is convinced that he's going to do well go Madrid. So it's one of those things. Tsaore, sharp. You have done this. Well done. Show me what you can do for me, Wang Tol. So he has not proven to be able to do it anywhere outside of Sundowns. So as much as he's proven that he can win the league, he hasn't proven anything outside of Sundowns. Mr. Coach.
First of all, before I even go there, just quickly, my chance. Orlando Pirates tries got used. This season was our best season in a while, and it was because of the likes of Rhulani Mokwena and TLB. God. Coach Rulani spent 10 years in the Sundowns youth system. You can count so many players who are in today's national team that come from Rulani's hands. That counts for a lot. First of all, never disregard that. Second, team invincible. A team Rulani. Don't disregard that. Okay, sorry, your question, Kato, Mr. KB. It's like consider the point in
Nakere. He hasn't proven anything outside of Sundowns. What has he shown? Yeah, when he was here, he played good football.
Sharp.
Yeah.
Sharp. We that when he arrived, finished sixth. And then they had a whole transfer ban, by the way, when he arrived. So they had to sort up a transfer ban. They had to sign, 23 players, which, by the way, he spoke about as well. He was directly in charge of signing those players. He had to scout thousands of players and picked 23 from them. With that very same team, a brand spanking new team, he ended up third before they sacked him.
Oh, that's actually good.
That for me is a factor to consider, bro. Over before he could end up the cover or the guy go leaking. I think there's a cup final that he lost against Raja. I think that's where he even lost favor in Morocco. I think he lost against Raja in the final. But my point is that
he was actually second for most of his tenure.
Hasn't even had a chance to finish a full season. A team where we can judge him perfectly outside of Sundowns. We cannot judge him by Sundowns. And by his Sundowns CV, by me, that's an incredible coach, bro.
Already be looking at him there.
Oh my
not even personally
goodness.
speaking. So for me, he hasn't had enough time. As a coach outside of Sundowns, but that little time he showed there's something there, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Mr. Coach.
Anybody has anything? Does anybody have anything to say about that?
I'm proud of coaches.
Sign the thing, bro. Sign on the dotted line. That was a Kaya.
No sign.
Mr. Coach, thank you very much for that opinion and that thing that you just raised right now. Because look, thing is, you brought up a lot of things that I think most of us didn't know. So most of us can't confirm nor deny. But I hear what you brought up, and judging by that, at face value, you could say you sound like you want to say Hore, he overachieved, and because of losing to the wrong team, he got fired. And hey, it's Rulani. People don't understand him.
Jose whooped his ass, bro. Jose's a great coach. It happens.
Yeah, so ke a utlwa hore o tla ka yona that angle, and ke sitwa ho challenger hobane ka lack of facts, and that's okay. That's okay. So then I just want to ask in a general sense before we wrap up, Bafetu. He was young when he was here with us. He what do they call it? He did what to the trees, or he did what, but then he pulled down trees and took them out of their roots when he was at Sundowns, and he was one of the best ever. And Sundowns was crazy to fire him, and then he went to Wittat, and then he got them third when they could have been relegated. Who knows? But he did a lot of work, and he was up against it. Cool, fair. So with all of that, we as Amapagania, we know, like, if I knew somebody or Lalang a certain position maybe, and then he was really good and he was playing for a certain position, certain club, and then he came to me and he said, "Yo, dog, Pagania knocking on the door, and he's a goalkeeper," I'll be like, "Don't go there, bro. I mean, you're dope, but you know, don't go there." Why? Because I know the Pagania standard. Yeah, so that's just an example to say, or maybe he might be dope where he's coming from and everything, but we know nobody's perfect, obviously. Né? So with all that we have said today, I just want to hear from each one of y'all. Has he grown enough to the point where he can be the man? And the article even said he wants to bring some assistant coaches and a technical team with him and whatever. Has he grown enough to maturely handle being Khoza's employee one more time and take us to this glory? And Tato says yes, he's grown enough. He's shown you enough in these years.
Yeah, he has. For me, he
Mr.
has. I think the danger that the only danger that we have, Kohori, we don't want a similar situation to the technical director Sundowns to him, where if they don't agree, he'll just pack his bags and leave. I think that's one thing we don't want. If he does well, of course, but if he doesn't do well, then it can't. But yeah, I think that's the only danger we have. He couldn't handle it. Go in terms of. I heard it from coach now. I didn't know. In terms of Toya technical director, which because I can't get what I want, gotta give I. So look, it's something that is not in the limelight, but I think it's a 50-50 thing.
For the last time. For the last time. This question that I'm asking is the same question that we ask when we say the name Pito. Everybody would laugh Pito. But then we're like, okay, Willie, can he just walk into Pagania and be successful the way he knows to be successful? I guess that's the question I'm asking now. So yeah, Tato's I've got your answer. Thank you very much. Mr. Penn.
For me, okay, let me take it back. I can go Pirates then cheaper for a couple of weeks, and then Pito meets up back to be his assistant, right? Then Pito left, and then now when Pito left, there was Manqaba Miti, there was Steve Kumpela, and then there was Rulani. And then for a few games they interchanged and things like that, and then there came a time where Rulani was now the official head coach. And then at the time I didn't understand how Manqaba has been at Sundowns for so many years. Steve Kumpela has so much experience. Why would they let the young man be the head coach over these two well-experienced coaches? And well, last season he proved why. Almost invincible. CAF semi-final, which is the CAF semi-final thing is not a new thing for Sundowns, but the league, the invincible. I've never heard of an invincible league winner in our PSL generation. So that for me, he proved himself that he actually really knows what he's doing. He really knows how to coach. And then there was this interview I watched, Mpoma Gola. And then they asked him, okay, in his career, I think he spent like 12 years go Pirates. I think Palacios. Yeah, I think Palacios. So they asked him, okay, which was the best coach he's worked under, and then which was his best, let me say, best performance. So he's like, okay, performance-wise, he was his best when he was under Coach VV. But then the best coach he's actually worked under was Rulani. So, mfethu Mpoma Gola phela se asimafiki izolonyana wamobholongo mfethu that ke bua ka motsholo re
proper player.
Yeah, so he's been under so many coaches. Eric Tinkler, he was part of the teams that those finals we lost that season. Platinum Stars in Tirezeta, Al Ahly, Shapani who care for that. So after I heard him say that, I was like, okay, if player Vele Leone actually know Rhulani is the best coach he's worked under, even though we didn't, as fans, didn't get the results that we were looking for, then if none kile cause or Gispana Pirates self Niki move for contract or Sfarandach.
That's right.
I like that. I hear you. You believe in the man. Mr. Chaos.
It's simple, my guy. In conclusion, scientifically speaking, we are desperate. Let us give this guy a chance. Because the curriculum is speaking already. So
That's
I think he can not even think. I know he checked all the boxes for now, as desperate as Paganeers are. Would he check the boxes? So besides giving him a chance, let that guy sign, man. He can reach, like Mr. Ben just said, he can probably give these young players, they can reach their pinnacle, man. Top notch. Who knows?
Okay. I think it is last but not least with Mr. Coach. I don't know if Tatas, I think I started with you. So Mr. Coach.
Yeah, you started with me.
Coach.
I am saying it's quite simple for me, bro. If we appoint Mr. Rulani, I will back him 100%. I'll give him two full seasons to embed his philosophy, get him there on time. Coach and Peter must always have preseason. And I would back him for sure. The only thing is that the management must come to the party, bro. When it's time to sign, please sign, bro. It helps not to hire a coach and then January hang him out to dry when he needs material, bro. So if you're gonna bring in Rulani, bring him in and give him the material he needs. Again, one more time, not my first choice, but if he comes through, I really believe in him. I love his philosophy. I love the fact that he works with youth players really well. He's got a history of that. I think he can take us somewhere further. I will just mention at the end of the stream, I did say that I had a little bit of something. Nadim Lukele used to be an analyst for SABC Sports. According to him, he says someone very, very, very close to Rulani Mokwena says that Rulani is not interested in coaching in the PSL. He's actually looking to coach in Egypt. So we'll see what happens.
Exactly.
Can he give us fist on when he gets there?
I heard that. I also heard that.
Okay,
Coach, what are you saying,
let me wrap up like this, my chance, and then we can just wrap up. I just want to, I want to sign out. So the last comment here is by Spoo Tanko, Mr. Spoo. He says the one thing I think we ignore when it comes to judging these coaches is our management's contribution. they not aggressively enough they don't help the coaches aggressively enough when it comes to recruitment. And Jose was quiet about it, but it remains an issue, and I couldn't agree with him more. I think that is the crux of where this conversation needs to move to for any coach that comes to the club.
For any coach, yeah.
For any coach, not just Rulani. So, also the poll. 46 votes by the end of the stream, and 72% say yes, Rulani could be the answer. 28% say no, I am one of them.
Exactly.
Yeah, my face. Thank you, everybody, for participating.
If not Mokwena, let the fence coach once. Let the fence coach.
That's like I'm saying Happy People TV.
I feel it. Are we good? We can close it?
Yeah.
Have we have we had our therapy? Yeah.
So we're featuring shortlist. Rulani fella.
Li Ipenge. Florent Ipenge. Yeah.
And then Steve Barker.
I love Steve Barker.
Kosho.
Steve Barker is in the heart. Nowhere near the story.
Steve Barker Kapi, the slay queen I can't have.
Steve Barker.
The slay queen I can't have Steve Barker.
What's wrong with Steve Barker?
Nothing wrong.
We can't get him. We can't get him.
Steve Barker, nothing wrong.
Yeah,
I love him. I'll be him, but I don't think it will. There's no world that vying Stellenbosch at Paris.
We've stopped dreaming there. We've stopped dreaming.
What? There are only one problem with you.
Oh my chance. Anybody but a plumber is my.
He's never won the PSL.
Dude, what makes you guys think that one day is one day and Pirates 2025 just because the channel Batlo decide I'll stop a plumber system? What makes you think that? What do you mean anything? But you must expect a plumber, Mr. Coach. That's what that must be your first expectation.
Yo, bro.
Don't drink the hem Kool-Aid. Don't drink the hem Kool-Aid.
One day this channel is going to have 200,000 subscribers, and then the management will be forced to listen to the voice of the fans.
Exactly.
That's right.
Definitely without a doubt.
One day they'll hear us. We're Tito. Guys, I can't think of anything better to end the show off with. So before you click on to the next video, guys, don't forget to check if you have liked, subscribed, and shared. Danko, my friends, Danko. Yeah, Rulani, I hope that other story is true. Danko.
Rulani.
Yeah.